Alright, everybody. Well, Aiden's forced to do a superhero movie plot for once because we watched separately. I got the new DC animated movie, Batman vs. Yakuza League. So, Aiden, what's the plot of Batman Ninja vs. Yakuza League?
This picks up after the last Batman Ninja, which I have not seen.
He goes back in
literally
time to
immediately.
Japan and their samurais.
The movie does not even remotely attempt to catch you up on what happened in that movie outside of saying we went to the past and fought some Yakuza.
I mean, other than
whatever.
The retcon, it's pretty unimportant to this movie.
But it starts right in the action. Batman and Damian wake up and they say that was a wild trip to Japan, and then they go outside and look up and Japan is flying over Gotham.
Goddamn Japan.
And they're like, well, we better go check that out because Yakuza keep raining from the sky and attacking people with jetpacks. And they get there and it's Weeb World, and Aquaman's a weeb, Wonder Woman's a good weeb, and all the other Justice League are there, including specifically female Green Lantern because the artists really wanted people to make porn of the characters. And probably made some themselves. And they're led by Weeb Ra's al Ghul, who says, "Oh, Japanese culture very superior." But he's white. He's just massive.
It's really, it's a little, it's a little offensive. Look, you get what he's going.
Superman's a huge weeb, an evil huge weeb. Everyone except Wonder Woman's evil. I don't know why Wonder Woman's good, but she just is because she's so good in the world that she gets to be good. And if she wasn't, then they'd all be dead. And also Harley Quinn's there, and she's super weeb and talks like those old anime club promo videos. I'll put a clip right here.
Yeah.
That's what she's like the whole movie, where she's like, "Oh, desu, very Japan. Me watch anime club, join the anime club, nya." And then they all punch each other because it's a superhero movie.
Yep.
Connor, what'd you think of Batman Ninja versus the Yakuza League?
So I've been reviewing the DC serials lately, and if you've watched my Batman 1943 video, a lot of people watched that one and got mad at me because I said Batman's kind of racist in this one. Play clip from chapter 15, 7 minutes and 43 seconds in, where Batman says some racy dialogue. Batman hated Japanese people, so now I think 80 years later, this is the apology tour. That might be a little hyperbolic, to be honest, but this is Japan. Batman loves Japan now. He loves Japanese people.
Yeah, he's like the samurai are very brave and have a code of honor.
Yeah,
just
so
like
he's turned his. Long gone are the days of Batman getting really upset about Japanese people, you know, and
now he's a big fan.
he's a big fan now. He loves Japan. He's probably happy he was flying over Gotham.
The only person who doesn't is Damian.
So this is like a co-production with an actual like Warner Brothers and a Japanese animation studio, which is good. I think DC's goal since they ended the Tomorrowverse, which was the last of their main animated movie cycle, is they started doing these kind of bigger productions. We had Watchmen, which we reviewed, whatever, 3-4 months ago. And I think it was in January.
A refined version of the Watchmen art style here too.
Yeah, I mean it's similar but better than what they did with Batman Ninja. Because I remember Batman Ninja came out in like 2018. I watched it once, but I thought the animation was not great. This is similar to Watchmen's, where Watchmen's was Dave Gibbons' art drawn upon 3D models pretty accurately. This is like shonen art drawn upon 3D models, rather, where you have kind of a lot more lines, more cartoon, exaggerated features and stuff. And I thought the art style worked pretty well. One thing I found interesting. There's a lot of characters. Like, you can tell they were fans of the Batman franchise, and you could kind of tell what they were fascinated with. Like, they were fascinated with the Robin lineage, because you had
they're all
Dick
there.
Grayson,
every single one of them,
as Nightwing, Tim Drake as Red Robin, Red Hood, Jason Todd, and Damian. And then you have Batman, and then Harley Quinn plays a pretty significant role. And it all felt pretty accurate. Like, you had people writing it who were actually kind of fans of stuff like that and fascinated with some stuff. And like, there's some really fun, that opening scene where Batman and his various Robins are fighting the Yakuza, cartoony Yakuza coming down in jetpacks and from space because Japan's floating over Gotham. That was super fun. And then you get to this alternate world where all of the heroes have been transferred to and lived in alternate reality. It's a little different than like DC's multiverse stuff, but basically this alternate world had adopted and rewrote the history of a bunch of Justice League members. So you got Batman. It's basically what it is kind of the classic Batman versus Justice League, where he has the contingent plan and then they have to fight. And they're all kind of redesigned to be Japanese culture-esque. You got like Superman as this like Yakuza samurai with sunglasses and whatnot, and it's sort of fun.
Yeah, the action, Harley Quinn's like full Bancho mode, and you got Aquaman throwing koi fish around. And
yeah, the action's all good. You definitely have the anime style line reads, which it's kind of funny because a lot of those anime people do a lot of other stuff. And why I say that is a lot of the Star Wars novels that I listen to at work and I review on this channel, to the dismay of you all, they're all done by anime people who do not do anime voices in those. And then it'll be like, this guy played Joey in Yu-Gi-Oh! And then he's like doing a totally different voice for this. But these are very much anime line reads, which is what they were going for. These are not... this isn't like Jensen Ackles doing Batman in like Crisis on Infinite Earths, which we also reviewed a while back in 2024.
No, these are anime dubbers doing...
These are anime dubbers.
Bad 2006 anime dub reads.
There is... Yeah, it's very over the top. Not always matching, but like the animation for the fights is pretty incredible, and the animation's definitely more unique and well thought out than your average like Tomorrowverse film. And it sounds like because James Gunn is taking over the main DC stuff, this is going to be more the norm for the animated series stuff. They're doing a Batman Aztec next, which is like Batman in the Aztec era. And yeah, I mean, I found it to be interesting. It was unique. You could tell that the creators had a lot of reverence for the Batman lore, and you know, it's kind of a short animated movie, 90 minutes or whatever. I guess it's a pretty normal time for these direct-to-video ones, but I mean, it's quick. The plot everything, each act goes through pretty quick, tells you everything you need. There's fun fights piled through. Lots of characters that you'll enjoy. It's just a really solid little and unique little superhero movie. It's kind of like if Injustice was Japanese or something. Japanese Injustice is the best way to describe this film. And I thought the art style was good. I thought it was really well done. Like Aiden said, the voice cast had some to be desired. I thought it was kind of odd that was the part where they're like, we're going to start cutting corners on the voice read and stuff. But I mean, overall, it was a good movie for what it is, and I'm sure it'll be on HBO Max in the next couple of months. So, Aiden, what are your thoughts on Batman Ninja versus Yakuza League?
It definitely has the issues that you would expect from like, this is an anime that's very marketed towards Western audiences, so it does like the Japan is so weird jokes, like it's fucking hi puffy Amiyumi or something. And also it has bad 2006 tier dubbing where everyone's just ridiculously over the top and shouting all the time, and lots of little stupid gags like that. Although there are some gags I did like. I liked Alfred's presentation where he shows the Bat family in like a Macross style and it switches art style to like an old 80s style and has a cheesy song, and there are some moments that work as far as like the more comedic elements go.
Yeah, I like that it has reverence for both. I mean, I'm not a huge anime fan, but I understand like the vague strokes of it, and it felt like it was both reverential for anime as well as American.
Yeah,
comic
it is a good
books
blend
and media.
when it works, but there are times when it's kind of anime club.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that, but I mean, even when it falls on its face, like a lot of the Harley Quinn stuff did,
yeah,
there's reverence there. No one's denying that these people who made it are fans of Batman and fans of anime. Wanted to marry the styles.
Yeah, I think the character designs are all great except for Wonder Woman's a little boring.
Yeah.
I think they might have played her a little too.
She's a little Fire Emblem-y.
Yeah, but for most of the characters, for all the Justice League characters, they really went over the top with giving them a Japanese style. Even Harley Quinn looks really good despite her character being kind of obnoxious. I really liked the art style. 3D anime has come a long way from its humble beginnings of looking like fucking trash. It looks quite good. There's a lot of really good action. It's definitely more anime styled action. With a lot of goofy bits, especially when they start doing the Science Ninja big Japanese text on the screen thing. They go back to that gag 8 times.
The Science Ninja was cringe every time they said that.
Yeah, they just kept going back to that. Well, they're like, this is gonna fucking land every time.
That's
and
like
they kept
Chris
going back
Chan
to it.
humor or something. Random Access humor.
Yeah. But outside of that, like, the action's really good. It's really well animated. It's an interesting blend of anime and Western sensibilities. A very unique take on these superheroes, and certainly, like, as far as action goes, much better than the average. The Tomorrowverse animated movies had pretty fucking crap action throughout them. And even a lot of like actual live action superhero movies are usually just like people shooting lasers at each other. This is very well directed and creative as far as that aspect goes. It's a surprising amount of fun despite the kind of wonky concept and some of the struggles with the translation from Japanese, or like the awkward anime club type vibes. I don't know if those would be as present in Japanese, since the Japanese cast is like absolutely stacked with some of the absolute all-stars of voice acting in Japanese animation, and the American cast is a bunch of fucking nobodies and people who played like character number 4 in Fairy Tale. So maybe it's better in Japanese. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't watch it in Japanese. I don't speak Japanese. But outside of the anime clubisms, I think it's really fun. And even the cringe is kind of endearing in its own way, in like a 2004 anime club type way. It's a lot better than most of the Tomorrowverse movies. Very unique and interesting. Connor, would you recommend Ninja Batman versus the Yakuza League?
I found it really interesting. I think if you're a Batman fan or kind of an action anime style fan, if you like the kind of like shonens like Naruto or One Piece or something like that, it's kind of like what if Batman had a shonen, but we're gonna rush what would probably be like 3,000 episodes into an hour and a half.
Yeah.
That's the best way to describe it. So if that sounds interesting to you, there's a core audience that this is like designed for, and like obviously I hit the niche, not the niche, but I'm a fan of Batman, and I think Batman fans will find some interesting stuff out of it, especially since, especially like portions of the lore, like the Robin lore. Like whoever wrote this was very fascinated with Robin and wanted to shoehorn in all.
Every single one shows up. All of them.
Well, not Stephanie Brown, but she was Robin for like 3 issues, and people kind of overstate her importance to the series. Anyways, irrelevant. But I feel like if they were really going for it, they would have grabbed her. No, but I mean, there's like some reference to like niche parts of the lore, not even particularly like the main Batman lore. And, you know, the concept's kind of fun of just like Yakuza guys raining down, and then they gotta go to like some weird alternate dimension, like Neo Japan type thing. Like, I don't know. It's good fun. I recommend it for what it is, but if you listen to this and said none of this shit sounds like anything I care about, you could probably pass on it pretty easily. This isn't some sort of like essential film. But it's a fun watch if you're into like Batman and like shonen style anime. I think either of those categories will get something out of it. So Aiden, would you recommend Batman Ninja versus Yakuza League?
Yeah, it's surprisingly fun, really well done, well animated, good fights. There's definitely like some intersection of superhero and anime fans that are going to love it the most, but I think part of it is meant to be like an introduction to the other. In Japan, where the superheroes aren't very popular, it's kind of like shonenifying them to introduce them. And in America, where anime has grown in popularity a lot in the last couple of years, but it's kind of an introduction to that in that direction. It's really well done for what it is. It's very fun. It's a nice breezy 90 minutes, so it's not a huge time investment. It's going to be on HBO Max in a fucking month and a half anyway, but even outside of that, thank you, Obi.
Always really invested in this.
Even outside of that, I think it's a fun little movie. It's got everything you could want. A little bit of action, a little bit of silly, some great character designs. It's good.
Yep.